Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is doing well. It's been a while. It's good to see you guys again. Today we're going to be doing a good old makeup tutorial, a recreation, celebrity inspired look. And it's going to be a look from a MAC collaboration with a Bollywood celebrity called DISHA Patani. If you don't know her, she is an actress in Bollywood, and she ended up doing a collaboration with MAC 2 years ago. And I was just randomly, on the internet looking at pictures of her, and I just saw this MAC collaboration, and I thought that it was such a simple look with a pop of color, and it's just in time for spring, so I thought I would recreate this for you. So let's just get started. So I'm just going in with this primer from Milani. It's the Milani Bright Side Illuminating Primer. For the most part, I'm going to be keeping this tutorial drugstore, with the exception of a few products that just can't be substituted. For my foundation, I'm going to be using this L'Oreal True Match foundation. It's the super blendable foundation. It has hyaluronic acid. They reformulated it. And I'm using the shade 5.75 Light Honey. And I'm applying this with the E.L.F. Putty Blush Brush. This is also such a perfect shade match for me. Like, I'm very surprised that the drugstore has got this spot on. It's not too yellow, not too orange, not too pink. It's perfect balance of neutral. For the concealer, I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer, and I'm in the shade Pure Beige. And a little bit goes a long way with this concealer. To blend this out, I'm using a Real Techniques eyeshadow brush, and it's a flat brush like this. So it's perfect to get underneath the your under eye area basically, and just sort of give you a nice feathery, weightless application without tugging and pulling. And using a small brush like this has been giving me a lot of control and precision and placing products exactly where I want them. A lot of pro makeup artists do the same thing. And so I've tried to incorporate these tips and tricks into my everyday makeup routine, and I've seen such a difference in my overall general makeup application. Now she has a little bit of contouring going on her face. It's very soft and yet very elegant and simple. And to contour, I'm just basically using a darker shade of the same foundation. I just think that it's such a skin-like, lightweight formula that it's going to give me the precision that I need without making it look so heavy and cakey. And a little bit goes a long way. You don't have to use a foundation. By all means, work with what you have at home. And I'm using my e.l.f. small stipple brush for this. And just take whatever is left on your brush to contour the sides of your nose. She doesn't really have much nose contouring going on in this picture. So again, for blush, it's really nice and peachy and soft, and just like a really soft, subtle freshness that she has going on her cheeks, which I love. And for that, the closest I found was this Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in Keep It Peachy. And the brush that I'm using here is the Sonia Kashuk number 113 blush. And the placement of the blush is pretty high on the cheek. Like, you can see that she has it not down here, it's actually up here. So I'm gonna leave it just there. So in the picture, she has a little bit more contour going on, so I'm gonna use this Glow Sculpt Duo from Follacure, and I'm gonna use this contour shade right here. It looks a lot lighter in the pan, but when you apply it, you'll see that it actually gives just the right amount of color and contour. Again, I'm just being very precise with this and just applying it to the tops, towards the back. If the light keeps changing, it's just know it's not my camera. It's just that I'm filming in front of a big window and the sun wants to come out and say hi from time to time. So I'm working with nature here. For the highlighter, I'm going to be going in with the cult favorite Soft and Gentle. She quite possibly could be wearing the same one because the tone is very similar. And the brush that I'm using is the Real Techniques setting brush. So going to be hitting the nose with this because she seems to have a little bit of highlight going on there as well. I'm just giving my face a quick mist of a setting spray before we move on to the eyes. All right, guys, so I've zoomed you in a little bit closer. My hair is up. You know I mean business. Let's move on to the exciting part, which is the eyes. I'm going to hit up my eyebrows first. And for the eyebrows, I don't do anything special. Hers is really nice and thick and full. And what I usually do is just take a pencil, eyebrow pencil, I can't talk all of a sudden, and I just fill them in and I follow the natural shape. The one that I'm using today is from E.L.F. It's the Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and I'm using the shade Neutral Brown. I've gone ahead and set my eyebrows with the E.L.F. Wow Brow, and this is also in Neutral Brown. Okay, so now when it comes to her eyeshadow, she has it very, very simple, and that's mainly what I love about it. So for the eyeshadow on the top lid. It looks like as if she's using something which is very neutral, like a mid-tone brown. It's really neutral, and then with that heavy cobalt blue, almost steel-like liner at the bottom. So for that, I'm going to be using this palette here. It's from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to be going in with this shade right here, and maybe just a little bit of this one. So I'm applying this eyeshadow all over my eyelids, and the brush that I'm using is from NYX, and it's the number 13 flat shader brush. This shade is actually perfect. It's the exact same match to what she's wearing, and I don't even need to go in with that other deeper shade. Next, just take any clean fluffy brush. This is from Morphe. It's the E27, and just diffuse the edges of that eyeshadow. Just pull it a little bit up this way so it gives you a little bit more of that lifted eye look. All right, my friends, now I'm going to dive into this palette from NYX, and I'm going to be using this shade down here. It's almost like that teal blue she has going on. So I'm going in with the shade right here. I'm picking this up on a Makeup Geek pencil brush. It's a really tiny precision brush, and I am going to go in and just apply this. All right, guys, so I switched brushes. This one is from Eco Tools. It's an angled brush, and she has a bit of a wing from going on from underneath the lash line. So it's not at the top, it's actually from underneath, and I just wanted to use this one to give me a little bit more of a precise application. So it's kind of like I'm stamping. So I'm going to be deepening this up a little bit more by applying a pencil liner on top. This is from Rimmel London. This is the shade 230 Deep Ocean. I'm also going to be tightlining with this because she does have the same shade going on in her waterline. At this point, I'm just going back in with that Milani concealer and cleaning up any fallout that I have. You may have noticed that I didn't apply any powder before because we're going to be setting it now. So if you're playing with color, it's okay to go in with your cream products, but don't set anything so that you can go back and correct if you need to. And I'm going to lightly set this with the E.L.F. matte blotting powder. And since this is a blotting powder, it's not going to add any color. It's just going to take away the oil. So to finish off the eyes, I'm going to be using my eyelash curler. This is from Shu Uemura, and the Lash Princess from Essence. It's the waterproof version. That's the eyes all done. I'm going to skip the false lashes. I know that she probably does have falsies on in the picture, but they're so light because it's supposed to be that feathery, light, effortless look. So I'm just going to skip it all together. Yes, my friends, we have now reached the final part of this makeup look, and it is the lips. And I'm so excited for this because she wears 3 colors in her collection, and I have all 3. So for this particular look, she wears the shade Twig from MAC, and I'm going to pair this with a nude pinky lip liner, and it's called Nice and Spicy. So the shade looks like this, and it's very similar to the MAC lip liner in Spice. So if you have that, you don't need to go out and buy this. This is such a gorgeous pinky nude. And finally for the lips, this is the shade Twig. As you can see, mine is fairly well loved and well used. This was actually the very first shade that I purchased from MAC back in the day, like 10 years ago. So in the picture, I see that her lips are actually pulling a little bit more towards a orangey brownie nude tone. So in order to mimic that same effect, I'm just going to add a little bit of this gloss from Maybelline. It's called their Lifter Gloss, and it's in the shade Topaz. And I'm just going to be applying this in the slightest dabbing motions. All right, so it's time to let the hair down. She has beautiful wavy soft curls going on. I'm just too lazy to get that done at this point. Just gonna pop in some earrings to make myself look a little bit more presentable. And that's it, guys. This is the finished makeup look, a recreation of DISHA PATANI's MAC collaboration. Let me know what you guys think. I think I really like it. I've never done like an underline liner like this. Like, it's so nice and graphic and different. I've never done something like this on my channel. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Please like, comment, leave a comment below, leave me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!